You've just spent time learning about the behaviors that make up the grooming process and how to identify where the risk of peer-to-peer abuse is higher. After such a weighty topic, you might be wondering, what can I actually do to make sure this doesn't happen on my watch? In this session, you'll learn how to become an empowered ally for the children in your care so that you can reduce their risk of sexual abuse.
So after learning about the grooming process, peer-to-peer abuse, and how these unfold, it's important to spend time talking about methods we can employ to reduce risk and the steps we can take to prevent sexual abuse. By now, it should come as no surprise that the best thing we can do to serve children in our care is to watch for grooming behaviors. Remember to be aware of these common grooming behaviors. Gift giving, meant to make that child feel special or chosen. Kid magnet activities. Preferential offenders tend to gather around them materials or activities that would be attractive to children within their age and gender of preference. And that tends to be combined with peer-like communication. So preferential offenders tend to communicate in a way that's more peer-like than adult to child. Another behavior is repeated time alone with the same child, and this is the basis for the two-adult rule. Another behavior is touching with children, pushing physical boundaries. As well, breaking the rules and then justifying and rationalizing rule breaking. So molesters will step over your boundary and then tell you why it was okay that they stepped over your boundary. And lastly, playful but inappropriate touch. So each of these behaviors should be addressed in policies and procedures with very specific bright line boundaries in place. Bright lines. This is okay, this is not. Clearly expressed to everyone in the program. Clearly communicated with the expectation that everyone honors our bright lines. If someone steps over a bright line, communicate to a supervisor immediately. But we also need to make sure that we have adequate supervision. It is imperative that we understand the requirements for appropriate supervision in a program and make sure that we have the right number of trained adults for the number of children in our care. To protect children, we must create a culture of communication where secrecy is discouraged. Open lines of communication are key. If you see something, say something. It's not just okay, it's your responsibility.
Now that you have identified some of the ways that you can actually help prevent abuse, let's move on to the important steps for the reporting of child sexual abuse.